No Flare saying if you would like an elim, this might be the spot to shoot. RPGs up top. You've got players with stinks down below. Every single layer of the map right now is terrifying. Parabellum looking any rotation pickoff he can get here. Those GL shots or grenades on their way in. Is going to drop the structure. Parabellum is okay. He's even better than okay now. I might not be able to say his name, but he is picking up elims now. The first one so far this game.
He just knew he built around that box, knew the player was going to come through. It wasn't his wall. It's another little toe-to-toe. It's Kinstaar who goes down right there.
A lot of frustration out there from Parabellum, which is still excellent. You're still making progress because we're at the top 15 now as Issa picks up another elim in the feed there.
Small victories.
98 and 40. We're at 45 points so far for Parabellum. 21 builds and a lot of damage there. He's got to look for the elim at this point or build against. There we go. Finds Croak on the rotation in, picks up that elimination. The siphon, very important. Does have the minis. Here we go.
He didn't get the medium bullets. His drum gun's out. Hopefully he recognizes that that was everything down to the last bullet there. Someone makes the edit on him. He puts the trap in. It has two players here backed against the wall. He's back.
I just want to say you said he needed that drum gun, and brother, I think he just proved you wrong. Back to back to back tack shots paying off huge there, up to 106 builds. But look at the high ground here, all the way in the sky. And MrSavage starting to apply a little pressure from underneath. Those players all the way up top. The drop in. Parabellum finds another one. The tack shotgun still leading the way. The thing is ridiculous in these close quarters box fights. Parabellum showing exactly why.
That's exactly where it shines is in the box battles. Savage is firing shots up at Chizo and Kinstaar trying to take them off the high ground, but Bro is still on the offense as he pulls in MrSavage. He cannot beat MrSavage in a 1v1 tack trade-off right there. The combat does win the engagement if you can just connect a little more, that high fire rate.
Savage just got an elim. He had done enough.
Someone falls down,
He had done enough damage. The fall damage, the drop in there, gets that elimination. Sigma dies all the way in the bottom, the elimination in the bottom. 1v1.
Explodes!
Savage takes home the victory royale. The storm paid off. 5 elims, 15 points total. Savage, what a legend.
Yep, as we go ahead and look back towards the high ground of this build. Sawyer dropping down, it's E-Rouse still up here, building out just one layer of wood because of how little Matt's a brilliant shot. My goodness, 120 plus damage. Unfortunately, doesn't get the build down in time. So weak, dropping all the way down. Can't build a single floor. There's some wood. Enough builds to at least place this launch pad.
He goes back to height. Can he get the
shot?
He's looking, he side jump out, ramps up, he's challenging for it. 1-2, and he gets it onto Sawyer led.
Wow.
The reason Sawyer was so low was from the earlier 120 arrows had put on him, and he's putting on a clinic from the high ground in terms of getting the combat shot out and then covering himself every time.
And E-Rouse is okay with this right now. This is free builds because he's low himself. Heavy Sniper needs to be reloaded. Then I think it's going to be time for him to make the play. Not Bad Sniper on the other side of this box. E-Rouse versus Not Bad Sniper. Not Bad Sniper. Heavy material advantage. And I think that means E-Rouse is going to have to give this up for the moment.
He has all the shields in the world, too, so he can take the chips and the trade. Instead, Eros drops down and picks up Softs, and Villix goes down. So all those players are outside the top 5 now. All about the elims and the victory royale. Who can maximize the points? Can Bad Sniper continue his run here on this Saturday as Kenzo ends E-Rouse's honestly pretty impressive spree?
This is a really cinematic shot right here with all 4 players, each perfectly spaced, it appears. Kinzel on the low ground, Powder 1 floor above, Amuser played towards the mid height, and the Not Bad Sniper all the way up top. The players in the bottom, in a fight, Powder does drop to the zone. Kinzel gets the elimination credit for that. Amuser drops in, trying to third party that engagement. Both players at around 150 HP. Shotgun battle comes into play. You see the shields getting ripped off. Not Bad Sniper, more than happy to just let this fight take place. And then it's time to strike. Brilliantly done. It's why Not Bad Sniper is sitting atop our leaderboards now at 51 points. To our top 7, Stompy. One of the most notable players from the European region on the high ground right now. Bottom right of your screen, Dalo, 44 points. Stompy, top right at 44 points. We've now made it to our top 5, so more placement points will be earned. Pressure coming on in. You've got avxry playing in the middle ground, trying to heal whatever they can with that campfire and mini usage. Stompy getting aggressive from height. Now just 2 layers apart are all 4 of these players. BYK outside the zone should drop here any second. There they go. Stompy has lost the high ground, but still has the most health up there as Dalo's sitting pretty, letting the others fight. Dalo can outlast any player in the zone. He drops into the storm. The shotgun comes in, but it's Stompy at 1 HP with the elimination and the victory royale.
Unfortunately, he missed, was able to clean it up with the combat, but, you know, Eros, good job closing that one out, and man, just names here: Belix, Stompy, Provoked, Fact Boom, Smokes. You had, I think it was Majin might have been over on the side. It definitely was one of the Atlantis members, but man, this lobby is stacked. But Provoked now out of wood, swaps over to that Tommy gun, and Gift Zwerg, who we saw do fantastically in the last game, goes down, and he had 2 rifts. Oh no, that's disastrous. That's really scraping by with kind of anything they can get their hands on. But now, here we are, Mitro towards the high ground. This is a book we've read before.
Yeah, Mitro, 90s to height. And look at how quick the builds are. I mean, as clean as you can get. Literally as clean as you can get. His movement not slowing down from full sprint once, giving himself build protection with the pyramid, blocking his opponent off as well. That's why Mitro's one of the best players in the world.
Yep, and you can see him looking around for new targets, trying to get tags, and when he does, going aggro. Already sitting on 3 elims as Sand picks up Shaka, and we get closer to that first placement threshold. Mitro trying to do it himself, wants to get the 4-point swing, and he hears the shadow bombs going off. You can hear those bouncing, the little heartbeats, and nobody wants to, but he just needs to make sure. Here's the rifts going off, checking the high ground, and honestly, this is pretty free right open. As I say that, RPGs end up coming up, and somebody takes it right away from it.
And here's that build up again. You see double looks up, wall pyramids, like 2 layers up, and retakes high ground instantly.
All in one jump, too.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Mitro now getting sprayed down to just 11 total builds. Oh no, this looks bad. Drum gun spray coming in, literally can't build another wall, and the zone's right at his back. A lot of builds used there for Mitro, and I think Mitro is expecting to get at least 1 elimination. Now in a box versus 1 player. That's Woes who goes down, dodges the trap as well, moves on through, but no builds picked up.
And that's going to be the kicker without the builds, because he doesn't have space to get these minis off. But as I say that, finds a little corner, finds somebody else's, pops the 2 minis. Can he get the big pot off and then also continue going forward? It looks like he will be able to. And now, all of a sudden, 150 HP.
7 metal,
and
24 more metal.
Hey, that 24, that's huge. 3 builds, can cover himself.
You're right.
I'm sorry, that was terrifying. He had a rocket launcher, he was standing still, he was just, oh God, that could have been horrible,
my God, that
but
was
not
fantastic.
getting it. It looked like he was trying to find the combat shotgun shot. Instead, the RPG retribution not being enough, but now Mitro all of a sudden making a run. And don't forget, Mitro hasn't qualified yet for solos. He hasn't made it in there. The duo qualifier with Mongrel, but both trying to look in there as Lawboom goes down. You have Lawboom and Klusha who have both ended up making it in there. They both end up falling, and now it's all the players battling for as much of the prize money, as many points as they can. Every one of these interactions could mean a difference in dollars. It could mean a trip to New York City and a spot in that final as Sand picks up Belix and avoids the trap.
Cannot be touched by the zone once. Blaster getting low as well. There goes Tayson in that elimination feed. Janza building on out.
Trying to find some space along the side of the zone, but also trying to find targets. Sees the other player taking shots, and he picks up Key with a great little 180 shot coming out from the combat, using the high rate of fire to throw 1 down range and then immediately turn, edit down 2 shots right onto Zealous Bayon, and it also puts him into the top 15. So nice little 3-point gain for him there as we continue going forward. Limerick picks up Airwalk. You hear the rift go off in the top left, and he's going to try and reset, but he finds his player again in a great little backside the storm run here from Gianza.
And Gianza, off of both of those limbs, doesn't actually get any materials. And I think that was a lot of the reason why Gianza was playing like that, was to get a limb, get the mats so they can continue to build. 2 builds left, 1 build left, that's it. No more building available. Gianza sees this player popping a mini. Probably will be his next target here, as he's got to kind of force a play to happen. This late in the game with no mats is not ideal, to say the least. Now playing from the ultimate low ground. One player tries to drop on in. That was Zai, and there you go. Moving up towards 75 builds now. That's exactly what Gianza wanted. And finally, took 3 limbs, but they've got it done.
Yeah, and he also got a launch pad and the spike traps going in there, and then immediately gets to play Luke Garvin on that and top right back up. So on up to 80 builds and the low ground control, top 7, and some shadow bombs. So he's going to be able to shadow bomb and then be able to use the double jump to take the high ground away. We've seen it before. We've seen the shadow bombs be able to make great plays, and he does it. He takes high ground away, but Wilku is going to challenge him for it. He's saying, you're not taking my advantage. However, everyone else is stuck. They're all stuck down there with nothing. Grizzly finds builds, but has no utility to get back out, and he gets chipped. So Cal gets the siphon. Can he find enough to get up? He's desperately trying to get back in the zone. As Cindy goes down, Cal is going to go down, so it's going to be a one-on-one between the two, fought for the high ground. Gianza with the brilliant Luke Goblin play to pick up the shadow bomb, got there, and now he's challenging for the high ground against Wilco.
Oh, and we're going to have a big build fight here. Gianza, first shot comes in, Wilco, no shields left. Tags him back, but Gianza backs on up in the range that combat shotgun comes into play. A 4-point swing at the end right there. 6 elimination victory royale, a 16-point win, and a brilliant way to end the European matches.
So now we're going to hang out with Lupo. Let's take a look and see the standings together. We'll see how things have shaken up and who will be punching their tickets, because it's a big day for a lot of these players.
Pretty crazy day indeed. I will say this, across the board here, a lot of legends of competitive Fortnite, especially in Europe. All the way to the top there, your first place for week 7, the solo finals in Europe, Aqua, coming in big. It is interesting to see the only previously qualified player that made it into the top 10 this time around. Honestly, not really a surprise to me in terms of who it is, but Stompy, man. Love to see return players climbing up the board. That kind of consistency, I think, in my opinion, says a ton about how good these players are. And going forward, it would not surprise me if we see a return there. But like you said, you got Kinstaar on the board now, Kinzel. You have all sorts of the names from Europe showing up big. I'm happy to see Solary on the board up here. It's just, Europe's crazy. Monster D-Face actually said earlier, watching Europe is his favorite region because of just how out of their mind they play, especially in those last few moments to try and get a victory royale, because they know every single one of those points, even though there's 8 spots here, 8 placement positions that'll go all the way to New York City, every single one of those points is big.